Good morning. Yes, it's that time again on Monday. Time for some mindful moments. So get yourselves ready, create that space for yourselves where you can just completely give me your full attention and get the most out of this session. So this is the last one in this series that I'm going to be doing with you, but mindful moments is still going to, motivational mornings are still going to continue with Art Core, which I'll talk to you about a little bit later on. But I am going to be, after this session, switching it to children for a little while anyway. So I'm just going to share this live video. Just give me 1 minute to do this while you get yourselves sorted. There we go. I'm having fun and games with technology again this morning, but it's all good, isn't it, on a Monday morning? So I am Pam Sidhu. Very good morning to you. Please do say hello. Let me know if you are watching me live. Maybe you're watching this a little bit later on, and that's all good as well. Good morning. You can still leave us your comments. Let us know where you're watching from, what you found beneficial in this session, and all your feedback is great. So I'm Pam Sidhu. A very good morning to you. So we've been here for the past 6 weeks doing different sessions, different topics, and bringing mindfulness into that in terms of daily life. Now, what could be more in terms of daily life, the relationships. We all have relationships, and there's a saying which is no man's an island. No matter how much we might try and be, or we might want to be, but even through isolation, relationships have still been there in different ways, even if it means that we've taken those relationships online. So what is a relationship? We start off with our first relationship as a son or a daughter. Our first relationship coming into this world is with our parents. We grow from that. We have relationships with our siblings. We have relationships with our grandparents. We have relationships with our cousins, with our aunties, with our uncles. Then this will grow as we get to school. We start to have relationships in schools with friends, with teachers, and so on. It expands, it goes out. And with each relationship, we have a different mindset. We have different thoughts that come with that. But how do we get the most out of the relationship, and how can we apply mindfulness to that relationship? So that's what I'm going to be talking about a little bit today, bringing you Art Core's top 5 tips for relationships. But because it's the last of the sessions that I'm going to be doing with you on Mondays for now, I'm going to be doing also a live meditation. So if you like your meditations, or if you've always thought to yourself, I feel like trying a bit of mindfulness meditation, but you've never done it before, you're in for a treat in this session. So get sharing this video, put it out there so more and more people can benefit from this. So while you're doing that, and while you're getting yourself all set up, I am going to just quickly run through some things about relationships. So what makes a good relationship? So, of course, relationships is a two-way thing. It's important for us to, contribute to that relationship positively. One of the ways that we can do that is by listening, being good listeners. So are we in a relationship by, always saying to the other person, this is what I want, this is what my needs are? Or are we listening to the other person as well on what their needs might be, on what they, what they are feeling? Like, say, for example, now with the pandemic going on, we have relationships with people perhaps that are quite isolated. Are we picking up the phone to them? Are we seeing how they're doing? Are we asking them about what might be going on with them? And it's really important to fulfill that relationship by being there for each other. Now, the people that come into my mind here are the elderly. A lot of elderly have been isolated, and maybe still are. Some, I know officially in some places shielding is coming down, but of course with vulnerable people, they might not want to be out and about again. So are we, listening to them? Are we communicating with them effectively? Are we spending that time, in their presence, either physically or online, connecting with them? So, it's all about listening to others and also being listened to as well. Are we communicating clearly what our needs are, how it is that we are feeling about something. So, you know, with the first thing when it comes to relationships is always, you know, to keep that going. So think about your relationships with other people. What's the most important relationship that you have with somebody? Is it your partner? Is it your child? Is it a parent? Is it a sibling? What relationship do you value? And you know what? Get that pen and paper out and write down all the good things about that relationship. You know, write down all the great things that you've experienced with that person and grow it, you know, make it even bigger, value it. You know, this is where the gratitude comes in, where we're actually thankful for the relationships that we have with people. Maybe it's a best friend, you know, maybe it's somebody that you've just met recently even, but you find that you've got that synergy with them, you're building that relationship with them, whatever it might be. Just connect with people, reach out to people. It's about investing in relationships. That's what this session today is called, investing in relationships. So how are we investing in relationships? Now, of course, the biggest relationship is with ourselves. So we start off, you know, always looking outwards at relationships, but let's not forget we have a relationship with ourselves as well. So what does that mean? We're looking after ourselves, you know. Are we doing that self-care? Are we physically exercising? Are we eating well? You know, how are we treating ourselves? And how are we talking to ourselves? You know, our biggest relationship, as I just mentioned, is with ourselves. So how are we actually talking to ourselves? How are we communicating with ourselves? So if we were in a relationship with somebody else, whether it's friend, sibling, auntie, uncle, parent, child, whatever it might be, and they spoke to us how we might speak to ourselves, would we put up with that? You know, maybe that's a question that we all need to be asking ourselves. Would we say, yeah, that's okay, you can talk to me like that? Well, if our first relationship is with ourselves, are we talking to ourselves in a kind manner? Are we being nice to ourselves? Are we being overcritical about things? Are we beating ourselves up about things? Are we there constantly saying, oh, you know what, could have done that better, didn't like that, you know, being overcritical with ourselves? So if we are, then we're not talking to ourselves the right way in terms of that inner dialogue. So again, pen and paper is really great here. So it's great to get that pen and paper out and look at ourselves and just think, hang on, how am I talking to myself? What am I doing with my own relationship with myself? What am I running in my mind? If I had a best friend who spoke to me the way that I speak to myself, would I put up with it? Now, so that's what we would do in terms of our own inner voice, in terms of our own relationship with ourselves. But when it comes to other people, you know, we can't always choose our relationships. You know, I know there's a lot of stuff out there which is, you know, saying distance yourself from negative people, distance yourself from people that might not be doing you any good. But realistically, yes, if we're able to do that, great. Sometimes we can't, you know. There's a very famous saying which is, you can choose your friends, but you can't choose your family, you know. Maybe somebody in the family or somebody that we have a close relationship with has mental health issues. Maybe somebody is suffering with depression. Maybe, you know, they need support in other ways and they might be a little bit negative. So what do we do? You know, how do we handle that? Well, I always bring it back to being mindful and that relationship with ourselves. So even if you're dealing with a very difficult situation, remember, we can't control our circumstances outside of us. We've covered this over the last few weeks, but what we can control, what we do have power over, is our thoughts, our inner dialogue, how we're talking to ourselves, how we're processing that other person's behavior on ourselves. Now, somebody could do something to us that could be have an effect on us mentally for many years, because that person, there could be an argument, for example, that could happen between siblings, and a person, you know, the argument's happened, it's done, it's finished, but then the person could replay it in their mind again and again and again. Now, every time a person's playing that argument in their mind, are they still having an argument with the person that they had that argument with, for example, a sibling or, you know, another person, or are they actually now then having that with themselves, because that person's not there anymore? It's not happening in the moment. That person is not in front of them anymore. It's a recording that the mind has taken in terms of a memory that they're replaying again and again and again. So how do we put a stop to that, you know? Once we realise, because a lot of times we don't realise this is happening, we can be on autopilot. But you might be listening to me right now and think, you know what, Pam? I had an argument with someone years back and it still plays on my mind. Or even yesterday, and today it's playing on my mind. Or even this morning, and, you know, later on in the day, it's still playing on my mind. So one of the things that we do is we just take a few breaths, bring it back to the breath, bring it back to the moment which is happening right here, right now. So you just breathe, yeah? Just breathe, just focus on your breath right now. And let's practice this. So just breathe in and breathe out. Just take that breath and be aware of the rhythm of your breath. And there's a really good tip, which is a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 thing. So we covered this last week as well. So just look around you right now and notice 5 things that you can see. So look around you right now and notice 5 things that you can see. So look at 1, look at a second thing, be aware of the colours, be aware of the shapes that you're seeing, whatever it might be. Number 3, look at something, find something else. And now something else. That's great, you looked at 5 things. Now listen and tune in to 4 things you can hear right now, here in the moment. So even if your mind thinks, oh yeah, but this happened with that person and that happened with that person, just bring yourself back to right now. What can you hear right now? Is that person, can you hear that person's voice physically? Not a recording in your mind, but something here right now? No? Okay, maybe you can hear the traffic. Maybe you can hear the birds. You can definitely hear my voice. Perhaps you can hear yourself breathing. 3, feel physically what's happening around you. If you're sat on a chair, touch it. Actually feel the texture of that chair. Feel the chair supporting your body weight. Maybe you stood up as you're watching this video. Maybe you're even watching this video on the go. Feel your feet on the floor. Feel the temperature around you. Maybe you can feel the air on your face. Whatever it might be. Be aware of 3 things that you can feel. 2, be aware of any smells. Breathe in twice through your nose and just pick up any smells. Just focus on that sense of smell. 1, be aware of the taste in your mouth right now. Maybe you can't taste anything. Maybe you can. Maybe you're actually eating something right now. So just be aware of the taste in your mouth. That's fantastic. So while you just looked at 5 things, heard 4 things, felt 3 things, was aware of two different types of, you know, taking the breath in through the nose and focusing on that sense of smell and taste, where did that thing go where you've had a problem in a relationship? It's not here right now in front of you, and you were able to use mindfulness to just come into the moment. And yeah, when you get on with your day again, it might come back into your mind, but then you can just do this again, because do we really want to be replaying and replaying and replaying a negative situation in our minds? So if you imagine that the mind is always recording things. Now, negative situations can be bigger in the mind because there's more emotional weight that's gone behind them. If we're having an argument with somebody, we're fully engaged, the mind is recording that to a deeper level. So if we just bring ourselves into the moment more and more, we can start to come out of this. So that's one thing that we can do. That's one way of taking charge of our minds, because especially if you've had an unpleasant situation happening with somebody, maybe somebody's behaved in a manner that's not acceptable, why should we give them more power by playing it in our minds? Take your power back. Take charge of your thoughts. It's your mind. Don't let that person into your mind. And keep that relationship with yourself calm and peaceful by just practicing mindfulness. So as promised, we are going to do a mindfulness meditation now. So I just gave you a little taster, but as this is the last one in the 6 weeks that I am doing with you, it's time for a bit of body scan. Now, if you've not done a body scan meditation before, all it is you're going to listen to the sound of my voice guiding you through relaxing your body. Now, we all know that we can tense up our body. We can, when we're thinking about negative things, when we're on the go, you know, the muscles can tense up. It can get a little bit stressful, but we can also, on the other side of that spectrum, use our mind to relax those muscles, to release that stress, to actually bring that calmness in. So let's do that. If you're watching this later on, if you can just make sure that you're not going to be disturbed, preferably for the next 10 minutes or so. And if you're watching this live right now, we're going to do a live body scan meditation. So if you could just relax, tune into the sound of my voice. You might choose to lie down right now. You might choose to be sitting comfortably, but definitely somewhere where you're not going to be disturbed. Now, if you're watching this live right now and you're thinking, you know what, I want to do this body scan meditation, but I'm going to be disturbed, it's okay. It's there. It's out there on Facebook. You can watch it back later. So I'd like you to just, if you're taking part in the meditation right now, live, to just close your eyes. And just focus on the sound of my voice. Be aware of your breath. Be aware of breathing in and breathing out. So just go with the rhythm of the breath. And just imagine as you're breathing out that the chatter that can be there in the mind, you're breathing that out. You're breathing out the chatter. Breathing in calm and stillness. And just stay with my voice. When the other thoughts come in, which is natural for the mind to do that, that's how the mind works, just bring yourself back to my voice. So just feel your feet right now. Feel your feet relaxing. Be aware of the muscles in your feet. Relax your feet. And just imagine you're releasing any stress or tension out of your feet. Moving up to your ankles. So you're just thinking about your ankles now. And just relax your ankles. Just imagine that they're relaxing. Now going up to the calves. Relaxing your calves. Start to feel, become consciously aware of the muscles unwinding in the calves. And imagine you're releasing any stress or tension that's been there in the calves. Breathing in and breathing out. Focusing on your knees. Relaxing your knees. And now up to your thighs. Focusing on your muscles in your thighs. And just start to feel them unwind. Release any stress or tension just by thinking that those muscles in the feet, the calves, the thighs are relaxing. Be aware of your breath, the breath of life moving in and out of the body. Be aware of the chair, sofa, bed, whatever it might be, floor, supporting your weight. Move up to your lower back. Relax your lower back. We can tense these muscles in our lower back as we go about our day. Right now, just relax them. Moving up the spine, relaxing all the muscles in the back as we go up the spine into the shoulder area. And just relax your shoulders. There's a famous saying, which is we can carry the weight of the world on our shoulders. But we're just dropping that weight off now. Imagine like big heavy bags just dropping off the shoulders, and just relax those shoulders. Start to feel those muscles in the shoulders free up. And just imagine that as the shoulders relax, any stress or tension, it's just lifting off. It's just lifting off. Relaxing your arms, all the muscles in your arms. And now your hands. Just feel your hands relaxing there. Be aware of the palms of your hands. Just take your attention to the palms of your hands and feel how they feel. Maybe hot, maybe cold. Whatever it may be. Just tune in to your body. Relax all the muscles in the neck. And now going over the head to the forehead area, just smooth that area out. Just relax that area. And going inside that area now, into the mind. If you're holding any mental tension, just relax it now, release it now. The mind is a muscle, just like the rest of us. So just relax that muscle now. Just relax the mind, knowing that this is your time right now. You're taking out these few minutes to just relax. Relax the thoughts. Those thoughts that can have the mind whirring away all day and sometimes all night. Right now, just focus on my voice. And as you tune into my voice, the other chatter can just fade into the background. So relax your eyes now. Relax the muscles around the eyes. Imagine that even at the back of the eyes, we're relaxing all the muscles around the eyes. Sometimes we can carry tension there. Just relax it now. Relax your cheeks. And the jaw. You know, this is an area where we can really carry that stress. So just relax that jaw. Imagine you're just releasing out any stress or tension. And if you're thinking how, it's okay. Just imagine that area is relaxing. And as we consciously focus on relaxing each area, we release stress and tension that's been stored there. Relax the muscles around the mouth. And now your throat. Just relax your throat. Just free up that whole area. And be aware of your chest right now. How's your chest feeling? Any tightness? Any tension? Just breathe in. And as you breathe out, just relax it. Focusing on breathing in, breathing out. Now the solar plexus area. Focus on that solar plexus and relax it. Feel the muscles unwinding. Taking our attention to the tummy area, to the stomach. And just imagine, just think that you are relaxing all those muscles in the stomach area. And as we do this, our digestive system works even better. Now we know that stress can affect our digestive system. So we're just doing the opposite now. We're allowing any stress, any tension that's been there to just relax away. Simply by focusing on relaxing those muscles. And now feel your whole body. We've gone through all the main body parts. Feel your whole body now. And just imagine your whole body is nice and relaxed. Breathing in and breathing out. Aware of the breath. And know that no matter what might be happening in relationships with others, the first relationship is with ourselves, with our mind, with our body. And right now, we've used the mind to relax the body. And the more we do this, we build resilience within ourselves to deal with other situations, to deal with other relationships. So I'd like you to slowly start to open your eyes now. Bring your attention back to me, looking at me in the screen. Maybe you were all the way through. But just bring yourself back to the screen now. So that was a little mini body scan meditation. I do have a longer one, which is on my YouTube channel, Sidhu. It's there available for you to use for free. And yeah, as I just mentioned, the first relationship is with ourselves. How often do we take time out to relax ourselves, to take a few moments for ourselves, to make sure that then if we are dealing with a difficult relationship, if we are dealing with something that might be taxing us, even draining us, are we able to do that from a space of calm, from a space of being even recharged ourselves? They do say that mindfulness is proven to build resilience, increase happiness, reduce depression, anxiety. And you've got a great little few tips here today of even me running through a quick body scan meditation with you of how to be mindful. So now the next thing that I'm going to be doing here at Art Court is taking mindfulness out to children. We're looking at those mini minds. So if you're listening right now and you think, oh, I've got kids, I've got grandkids, they could really do with this, then I'm going to be doing a session here on Friday, every Friday throughout the month of August for mini minds, mindfulness with mini minds. There's going to be more details on that coming soon. So make sure you stay tuned. So I'm going to leave you now with one quick tip before I go, which is about ourselves. Write out all the things that you love about yourself. Write out everything that you love about yourself, all your great qualities. There's lots of great qualities, dig them out so that when that critical voice can start talking in our minds about maybe not being good enough, this not being right, that not being right, you did that wrong, or whatever that voice might be, you can look at your list of all the things that are good about you, because there are lots of things that are good about you. We all have good points, but we just need to bring it to the surface in our minds. So we're remembering ourselves. Why wait for somebody else that you might have a relationship with, whether it's a parent, a partner, a sibling, a child, whatever it might be, a friend, a pet. Okay, pets can't actually talk to us, but why wait for someone else to be saying, hey, you know what, I really like this thing about you, I really like that about you, you're an amazing person, or these are all your good qualities. Why are we not saying it to ourselves? So that's the thought I'm going to leave you with, is the first relationship is with ourselves. Get that pen and paper out, write out all those amazing things about yourself, write out all those amazing successes that you've had, whether it was being back at school and winning something, whether it was helping somebody, whether it was however small or big it might be, whether it was playing a problems now, which is the sign that I need to be going. So I will see you on Friday for Mindfulness with Mini Mind. We're going to continue with these sessions for the next few weeks if my internet allows me to just run through this very briefly. So next week we have got dance artist Danny Chell, who's going to be doing rhythm and sound. She's going to be doing some dance sessions for the next few weeks. So we've got rhythm and sound, we've got movement and contemporary dance, we've got creative use of props and dance coming up for the next 3 weeks. And then we're going to be bringing in some yoga as well with Fiona Adamson. She's a yoga instructor. She's going to be doing yoga for mindfulness. So you've got the yoga point of view of mindfulness coming in, yoga for strength and flexibility, and yoga for everyday wellness. And that's Fiona Adamson. So I will see you back here on Friday with Mindfulness for Mini Mind. You can find me on my page, Pam Sidhu, as well. But remember, lots happening here at Art Course, so stay connected with us on our socials. Take care, have a great week, and remember to stay mindful.